Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome to the weekly Sim Rep. This is the second episode of this series, and I gotta say the feedback on the first episode was overwhelmingly positive. There are some things I want to touch on, like the name change. I mean, folks were saying Sim Rep's a really good name, and I originally was thinking Simulation Sitrep, but Sim Rep rolls right off the tongue. It's awesome. So I think we are going to roll with that going forward. Some other folks also were saying this should be maybe a bi-weekly show. It might end up being that in the future, but for now we are going to attempt the weekly format. Of course, if I get overextended, it is going to be bi-weekly. I was originally thinking of just doing it bi-weekly, like when I was brainstorming this idea, and you'll be surprised how much news comes out in this niche over the course of a single week. A lot of these devs are constantly communicating, showing off new features, and also I do want to show off mods as well. So mod news for games like Sea Power, Silent Hunter, etc, etc. So we're not just dealing with official game updates, we're also dealing with what modders are cooking up in their spare time. Anyway, folks, we are going to hop in with our first story, and that is U-Boat. So, after releasing on Xbox about a month ago, the submarine game U-Boat has arrived to PlayStation 5. Feedback regarding the console release for U-Boat has been mixed, to say the least. The controls are apparently rather unintuitive, and the tutorial has bugs. I do want to add, it seems like some of the bugs in this tutorial are on the PC version as well. Small things like the music slider doesn't work and the options menu as well, which is leading to mixed reviews. Here's hoping that patches do roll out for these console ports and a lot of these issues are resolved in the near future. I still maintain a polished submarine game on consoles is nothing but good news for this niche we are in. By the look of things, it seems the release port was probably rushed a little bit, which is par for the course and unfortunate. I do actually have access to a PlayStation 5, so I will be taking a look at it and reporting my thoughts on it here soon. That all being said, the U-Boat PR team was kind enough to give me 3 PS5 keys to give away to the community. They are going to show up on your screen now, so hopefully you get lucky here. A tank game I have been keeping my eye on has come out into early access. The devs over at Digital Mind Soft have been working on Call to Arms Panzer Elite. This game allows you to command a tank platoon and some of the most iconic battles on the Western Front. The game is currently sitting at mixed reviews on Steam, albeit as of recording this, it came out a couple hours ago. I was able to play a bit of the game and I streamed it over on my Twitch channel. The game is beautiful, the tank models are awesome, and the destruction is really cool to see. The art team for this game really knocked it out of the park. There are some things holding it back, however. For one, I have to address the big elephant that everyone's talking about, and that is the AI voices in the campaign. The devs have assured everyone that these are placeholders. They are still distracting. The devs also responded to some of the feedback, like the gun sights are going to be overhauled to be more accurate to each tank you're in. I'm hoping they add manual ranging and things like this. The title is in early access, so I'm interested to see how it progresses. It is one of those games that has a lot of potential. I'm really hoping the devs lean a bit more into the simulator side of things as development continues on, but of course I am biased towards that direction. I will be doing videos on the game here soon. The game is available now on Steam for $26.99, and like I said, expect some videos in the future. Well, we were speculating last week, and it looks like the Mig-29 Fulcrum has released into early access. This module is rather fleshed out for a early access DCS release, and it seems to be going over rather well with the community. At the end of the most recent trailer, the developers teased the ability to walk around the aircraft and to climb the ladder and get into the cockpit. The ability to do a proper walk around will be a very nice feature in DCS World, and it is something I think a lot of players will enjoy. It is interesting to see these kind of trends in the flight simulation space. A lot of them are spearheaded by Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 added this functionality, and now we're getting it in IL2 Korea and seemingly DCS. Task Force Admiral is continuing to shape up, and the devs are showing off some of the features that are being added to the game thanks to hitting their stretch goals over on Kickstarter. One of those goals was animated 3D crew, which is going to be pretty cool to see. These little guys manning AA guns and wheeling aircraft around on the decks is going to be quite immersive. Obviously, it's a very early look, but still interesting to see. I'm curious if we will see these little guys in the next available demo. Gates of Hell Ost Front just released a large patch that did a lot of work on the Conquest game mode. They have also teased what is coming up in the next patch. It is more optimization fixes for the game and the addition of more animations. New animations are coming for soldiers who are idling, talking, and also sprinting with their weapons. A reverse functionality is also being added to the game for armored vehicles, so when I order my tanks to back up, they won't get clapped by some guy with a Panzerschreck in the side. These are all some nice additions while we wait for the upcoming British DLC. The latest IL2 Korea dev blog showed off something that is really up my alley, and that is boats. The dev diary showed off a rather impressive array of allied shipping that is coming with the game, from Liberty ships to landing craft and LSTs. Some other small vessels are being added to the game that would be used by the North Koreans. They even showed some damage states on the ships, which looks quite dynamic, especially for a flight simulator. One of my big disappointments with IL2 Battle of Normandy was the lack of new shipping assets. Anti-shipping operations are always exciting and always are my favorite, and it looks like IL2 Korea will deliver plenty of these operations. It also seems a lot of these technologies will carry over into the later DLC for Korea, like the Carrier Operations DLC, which they've kind of teased, and I think the Corsair will come with that. They are also planning a World War II Pacific title, so lots of this stuff will carry over. For more detail on all things flight sims, be sure to check out my buddy Shamrock15's site, Stormbirds. He goes into depth pretty much daily on different goings-on in the flight sim community and is very up to date, so be sure to check out Stormbirds. Maybe covering one first-person shooter per episode is going to become a thing. Today we are looking at the World War I game series. They recently announced an upcoming title called Gallipoli, which focuses on the famous campaign of the First World War. This will be their fourth game after Verdun, Tannenberg, and their most recent title, Isonzo. I played an absolute ton of Verdun back in the day, and it probably still is my favorite, but I recently hopped back into Isonzo, and wow, it is quite a lot of fun. The maps are really incredible, the sounds are awesome. I'm really looking forward to Gallipoli, which personally is a more interesting campaign to me. The developers are also celebrating 12 years of the World War I game series, and all their titles are currently on sale. Definitely worth checking out. Well, folks, that is going to do it for this week's simulation report. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any more feedback, but that is going to do it for now. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel. But until next time, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I'll see you all on the next one.